My friends in high school used to call him Smiley. He always had a smile on his face, and in fact, one of my friends used to he would say the worst things he could think of just to see if he could make him frown, and he couldn't do it.
I always say that Sean studied hard, he worked hard, and he played harder.
I mean, they were college kids. They were just out having fun. They didn't realize that this could happen. And, yeah, I don't know.
It was the Saturday of Easter Sunday. Well, I heard the phone ringing. Finally, I got up and stumbled out to the living room. This man says, "Is this Jenny Carter?" And I said, "Yes," and right away there's a hitch. You know, your whole gut just clenches because you know something's wrong. He said, "I need to let you talk to the emergency room physician." So the doctor got on the phone and he started listing off all of Sean's injuries. And Sean had a lot of injury. The driver stated to the police at the scene that he had had from 12 to 15 beer in an hour. The driver was not injured. My son was critically injured.
So, here I sit. I have not been able to talk or walk in 6.5 years. I use this computer to communicate. How could this happen to me? A prisoner of my own body.
What's real important for people to understand is that Sean has a brain injury. Everything related to his inability now is because of that brain injury. But he did not get hit in the head. Nothing touched his head. At the point of impact, Sean's head continued to move. And as his head went from side to side, his brain rubbed up against the inside of his skull. And it caused this injury called a severe diffuse axonal injury. It is the worst type of brain injury because it covers the whole brain.
I'd say that alcohol is probably involved in about half of our patients. Well, I think with Sean, at first he was very discouraged. That period of time when he knew he wasn't going to be exactly who he was before the accident, it took him a while to accept.
When Sean first came home from the hospital, he couldn't do anything. He'd just gotten out of diapers. He couldn't, I had to hand him a urinal. He couldn't feed himself. He could do nothing. And he wanted to die.
I guess while my brain was still foggy, things didn't really matter. But once my mind started working again, and I realized all that I was unable to do, life became a living hell.
There was a time when he, right after the wreck, my mom had told me that he was in his wheelchair, and they lived in this apartment complex with a swimming pool. And he was, had gone out there to try to drive himself into the pool.
The most common question people ask is he going to be 100%? And the answer to that is no, because there are certain injury aspects that will never be repaired. But I tell parents that they still might be able to pursue 100% of their goals in life.
There's a bigger story here with Sean, honestly, and that's no matter how bad life is, you can make good things happen. And that's real important to us. We're getting out and he shares his message and the kids see that light shine from within him.
If I knew then that the decision I would make the night of March 27th, 2005 would affect the rest of my life, putting me here in this wheelchair unable to walk or talk, you can bet I would have not done what I did. Don't drink and drive. And please don't make my mistake of riding with someone who has been drinking.
If we know that we've saved one life, then all the effort it's been to get there is worth it.
Although I may not look like it, I have the same kind of thoughts that you might have. I dream of falling in love, getting married, and having children of my own. I dream of driving again. I dream of running along a beach, or riding a bike, or just getting up and walking from my bed to the couch in the living room.
You cannot allow yourself to lose hope, that at no point do you ever give up. You just can't do it.